Hey guys, what's going on? Chris Jonas here with another video of Subnautica Standard Edition. And honestly, it's actually been quite a while since I've done a stream off of this, but there is one thing that I did realize, and I did find out in Subnautica Below Zero. Turns out that loot respawns do not exist no more. So as you can see here, I'm literally at the Aurora in my Cyclops right now. So right now I actually got a pretty good haul, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 protein blocks and a lot of disinfected water. I'm just gonna try. Okay, that doesn't work. So yeah, there were a few things that I did find out. One of them actually was an audio log. So if you guys remember back in the early days of Subnautica, well, actually a little bit later after the release of it was up, and then people started playing it a lot. Believe it or not, the audio log from the captain's quarters was actually given very late into the game, almost at the end of the completion of it as well. But I actually received it, I want to say, a good 8 nights or 8 days game time into the game, meaning that I would say roughly a day or two before Subnautica time, before the Sunbeam tries to land at the small island. Believe it or not, they actually did say that, well, no, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The audio log was given to me that time, so again, it would be like probably a week in time of the game, so basically weeks in game time of Subnautica. Yeah, I know, I can't really English that well, but yeah, I did realize that in Subnautica Below Zero, when I actually streamed it a lot, when I did the complete series off of it, that, believe it or not, the loot respawns were up the ass crazy in it. But now, every time I go back to 5 Robotics Center, or a few other areas, the loot respawns just don't work. So that means you are going to have to use whatever resources that you get, like flares, batteries, protein blocks and disinfected water and large bottle of water in that game, which means it'll only spawn in once. There will be no twice, it'll only be once. So back to Subnautica Standard Edition. The loot respawns again. I'm just on the Aurora. I just literally got right on it. I've been on it like prior to this stream like at least 30 minutes, maybe 40. But if I waited in real time an hour or an hour and a half, that would equal respawn for the loot and the positions of it in Subnautica Standard and Below Zero. But the thing is that I can wait for that to happen and it will just not work. So loot respawns again just don't exist from what I know. But there was another patch that the devs did make on Below Zero, which they finally did add the sea truck docking module for the blueprints for the habitat builder tool. This thing actually is pretty damn cool, and I think I'll do an update video on that just to show you guys how it works, or just to talk a little bit more about that. But believe it or not, it actually has the coolest feature ever, which means that each time you dock the sea truck, the water is actually drained out of the base, which I think personally is the coolest fucking thing that I've ever seen in my life so far. But yeah, Subnautica Below Zero, loot respawns don't exist, and same thing for the Standard Edition. But again, let's talk more about this transmission that we did receive from the Sunbeam coordination team. Again, usually if you were about to beat Subnautica Standard Edition, that would mean that the transmission would come in, geez, I think it would be like probably like 4 or 2 PDAs before you beat the game. So that's probably, I want to say, oh geez, maybe like a good like one visit when you see the Sea Emperor, which is pretty much what I'm thinking here. I'm just gonna try and loot this real quick. Okay. Sweet offer 1869. Let's see if this works. But yeah, I don't really remember the transmission coming in very early into the game. That's actually something new that I think they may have adjusted in this game if they even came back to updating it. But who really knows? Who really knows? But honestly, I've seen Insomnia's videos. I really have, and I don't think he's really talked about how early in the game you would receive this transmission to get the rocket room code or whatever the hell it is. So we're gonna just unlock this right now and I guess get the data for it. Yep, we're in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is like, I guess I'm speedrunning the shit out of this right now because as we speak, literally this is like the earliest transmission I've ever gotten. So yeah, I just thought I'd do like a little stream off of this just to talk about, you know, just a few updates that Subnautica may or may not have done yet. But about the third Subnautica coming out, I do hope to God it is multiplayer because Subnautica does have a lot of potential. And when I say potential, I mean this game could easily be booming. But if there is a multiplayer, I think there might be a trade system in the game. I don't know if there will be a story or not, but I do know for a fact that the game devs of Unknown Worlds or Unknown Grounds have actually decided to create such a game mode. So thank you guys again for watching. I will make more Subnautica Standard Edition videos. Hopefully I can actually finish a game in a series this time. So with that being said, thank you guys for 214 subscribers. I think that's what we're at right now, and over 37,000 views. And don't forget guys, like, view, share, and subscribe, and Game Never Dies.